Thoroughbred action is presented by Hardacre Farm.
Off and running on this Saturday edition of Thoroughbred Action. Good to have you with us, everybody. Jason Blewett catching up with you from our Gulfstream studios here at GPW. It is the Getaway Saturday card. We've got 11 races to bring you on tonight's show. And without further ado, we will check out the track condition and weather. Fast and firm on this final Saturday here at Gulfstream Park West. Ready or not, day number 39. Partly sunny skies, a really nice day. I mean, really perfect weather for thoroughbred racing as we get tied on with the first race. We're on the turf, a 3 and up, 2 lifetime, $8,000 claimer. There were no claims, and we've got Chris Griffin standing by with the call.
And they're off at Gulfstream Park West. Ready with Honor, asked for speed. City Storm is up there as well with Cape Force. Yonosei down to the inside. Summer Spice, Altruism all in the mix. About 2 lengths would separate those front 6. Ezra follows that with Loaz Gem, Piazza del Campo. You Are Flatter, Tide of the Desert in the trailer. Smart Return. Ready with Honor has the lead. It's Ready with Honor. Up by 3/4 a length as Cape Force now comes up on the outside in second. City Storms in third. Altruism, good spot in fourth. Yonosei along the hedge in fifth. Summer Spice in the yellow cap in between runners. Loaz Gem is 3 wide. Piazza del Campo travels in a pair with Ezra. Still at the back, You Are Flatter, Tide of the Desert, and Smart Return. They work to the backstretch. Ready with Honor has the lead. Cape Force right to the outside, continues to be second. Altruism stalking from third. City Storm backs off a bit in fourth. Loaz Gem is in fifth. Yonosei travels with Summer Spice. Piazza del Campo's a bit wide. Ezra is being hustled along. Still at the back, You Are Flatter, Smart Return, and Tide of the Desert. They've got less than a half mile to go. Ready with Honors, trying to take them all the way. Cape Force has been right there the whole time. City Storm has gotten closer, is going to need a way through. Altruism looking for a 3-wide move. Loaz Gem is running on. Yonosei, Summer Spice building some momentum. Piazza del Campo, Ezra's tracking those rivals. Also dropping back there was You Are Flatter, Smart Return still at the back top of the lane. Cape Force has been sent for home, and Cape Force has the lead. Kicks On is up by 2. Ready with Honor back to second. Yonosei gets some room, is coming after that leader. City Storm, Summer Spice, Altruism down the center of the race course. It is still Cape Force trying to hold on for a final 16th. Smart Return is flying up on the outside, and Summer Spice bursting through. It's going to be Cape Force and a photo. Very tight photo there on the wire between Cape Force, Smart Return. Summer Spice was in the mix for third.
Wow, a wickedly close photo. This photo, no kidding, took a good, felt like 10 minutes, probably 5 or 6 minutes to make official, and in the end it was Cape Force by a whisker getting the money over the 10 Smart Return. Ruben Gracita, the trainers, had a good meet, and Jorge Ruiz aboard this 4-year-old son, a New York bred by Cape Blanco. We move on to race number 2 on the main track, a 7 furlong, 3 and up filly mare, $6,250 claimer. No claims as we send it back up to Chris.
And they're off. Artie's Bourbon Girl broke well from the rail. Loving Valentina up on the outside has some speed. It's going to be Artie's Bourbon Girl to put a nose in front. Eskin Ladies in the mix as well. Taps on the brakes, doesn't want to get up there with the leaders. Moving up on the outside is Recent Transactions, a 4-wide move. Now trying to progress. At the rail is Grand Chama. Further back is Don't Tell Vanessa, another 2. Back to Steph Got Even, and the trailer, Rah Rah. Artie's Bourbon Girl trying to slow it down on the front end. Loving Valentina in second. Eskin Lady right there in third. Grand Chama at the rail inside of Don't Tell Vanessa. Early move here from Rah Rah. Rah Rah's moved up from 6th. Now challenging for third with 4 furlongs left to go. Towards the back is Recent Transactions and the trailer. Steph Got Even. Artie's Bourbon Girl has the lead. Rah Rah right up on the outside in second. Loving Valentina drops back in third. Eskin Ladies ask for the effort now from 4th. Don't Tell Vanessa's trying to get closer. Dropping back were the trailers. Recent Transactions, Grand Chama, and Steph Got Even. Artie's Bourbon Girl still with the lead and kicks for home. Rah Rah's right there in second. Loving Valentina tries to press on. Eskin Ladies looking for a re-rally. Don't Tell Vanessa is 8 lengths back, just getting passed by Steph Got Even. Artie's Bourbon Girl has an 1/8 of a mile to go. Artie's Bourbon Girl sprints for home. Loving Valentina re-rallies, now takes second. Out on the outside, Rah Rah is challenging to take that second spot right back, but it's going to be Artie's Bourbon Girl going gate to wire to to win race 2. Rah-Rah for second, Loving Valentina third, Steph got even, Eskin Lady finished 5th.
And I was surprised in the end that the one Artie's Bourbon Girl, not that she won, but the fact that she was able to make the lead so effortlessly and basically set up shop, did her thing. And this mare by Bellamy Road had a nice form reversal today for trainer Elizabeth Doble's Imaginary Stables, and jockey Luis Castillo had one mission and one plan, and it worked out perfectly from that inside post. We've got one plan, and that's to take a little break here on Thoroughbred Action, but we got a lot more coming your way on this closing Saturday.
The Pegasus World Cup Invitational is January 27th at Gulfstream Park, and that weekend we have something new, the Pegasus World Cup Betting Championship. I'm lucky to be joined up by two guys who will be playing in this tournament, including
Ray Arsenault, defending NHC champion.
And
Hi, Acacia. I'm Ross Gallo. I'm a 13-time NHC qualifier and also a member of the NTRA Players Committee.
we're so excited for it. Join us here at Gulfstream Park. $500,000 expected pool, no entry fee if played on site. This is for the players.
And we're back here on Saturday's edition of Thoroughbred Action at Gulfstream West. 5 furlongs the distance of race number 3. We're on the turf. These are 3 and up $10,000 maiden claimers.
And they're off, and Mr. Bell was not prepared for the start, is desperately last, about 10 lengths behind the leaders. Dublin Tinker has the lead, but here comes Uncle Mace with speed, and Uncle Mace now puts ahead in front. Dublin Tinker in second, Mike's Muscleman in third. Fat Larry is in fourth. That runner's followed by Diamond Law, who's in fifth. Towards the back, feature 500, Miss Patty, and slow starting Mr. Bell has 15 lengths to make up as Uncle Mason, Dublin Tinker. They go at it. They're 1-2, head and head for the lead. Mike's Muscleman is now back and forth, getting passed by Fat Larry, running on Diamond Law with feature 500, Miss Patty, and Mr. Bell. Not making up any ground at the back. It's Uncle Mace with the lead. Dublin Tinker right to the outside. These two have been at it since they sprung the latch, and Dublin Tinker now puts a nose in front. Uncle Mace comes right back. It's down to these two right now, but here comes Mike's Muscleman, Fat Larry, late run, feature 500. Dublin Tinker is looking for the wire. Dublin Tinker opens up, and it's Dublin Tinker to win. Uncle Mace for second. Feature 500 third, closer fourth between Fat Larry inside of Mike's Muscleman.
And a race in which, quite frankly, nobody outside of the top 2 really lifted a hoof, and it was prices up and down towards the finish line. And the 7-pound apprentice, Alvaro Donis, man, an aggressive ride on the number 4, Dublin Tinker. And I think this colt by Pleasantly Perfect was a big price, paid over $70 to win, and obviously was the inside speed on a turf course that has been very kind to horses with that running style. Let's move on to race number 4, 3 and up claimers as we're on the dirt. These are 3 lifetime claimers. Thought they might claim a couple out of here, but there were no claims as we send it back up.
And they're off. High Dandy breaks well, Mario's Revenge, and hustled from the outside has Put the Boss Back, and clearing off is Put the Boss Back on the front end. Colton's Honor now moves up inside of Put the Boss Back, not going to give up the rails, going to battle for that lead. Mario's Revenge, that's a tight spot there in third. Out wider, Brown's Gap in fourth. Albert Charles is in fifth. Out wider is Proud Enough, now takes the 6th spot. Further back, Mass Approval in behind that, Cotton Colors, 2 trailers. After breaking well, High Dandy is at the back with Clearly a Demon. They speed to the backstretch. Pace pressure is on. It's Colton's Honor on the inside. In between runners, Mario's Revenge and a 3 wide. Put the Boss Back. They are on the front end. 3 across the track. Brown's Gap is in fourth. Gap of 4. Back to Proud Enough. Albert Charles being hustled along. Mass Approval, Cotton Colors. Still at the back. Clearly a Demon. And High Dandy, but plenty of pace to run at. Put the Boss Back. Tries to put away those other pace setters. Brown's Gap right to the outside. Engages in second. Mario's Revenge dropping back. Colton's Honor can find no more. Is now dropping back into fourth. Here come the come from behinders. Proud Enough is moving up. Also, Cotton Colors is making a move. And here comes Cotton Colors from fourth. Mass Approval, High Dandy, Clearly a Demon, all trying to run on. Albert Charles is back there as well as they're approaching the quarter-mile pole. Brown's Gap is now taking the lead. Put the Boss Back is back to second. Trying to hang in there is Mario's Revenge. Cotton Colors continues to build momentum, but at the top of the lane, Brown's Gap has taken the lead, and Brown's Gap sprints for home, is up by 4. It's all Brown's Gap right now. Mass Approval coming up the rail, up on the outside. Cotton Colors, late run, Proud Enough. High Dandy, Too Much to Do. Also running on is Clearly a Demon, but Brown's Gap sat off of that pace, and Brown's Gap is 6 clear. It is all Brown's Gap and Nikki Figueroa to do it nicely. Cotton Colors will finish second, Proud Enough third, Clearly a Demon, and Mass Approval.
And the official margin for the number 7 Brown's Gap was 9.5 lengths, as Safi Joseph Jr. and 5-pound apprentice Nikki Figueroa teamed up with this drop down, who was in for the bottom, the 62.50, as a gelding, a 6-year-old by Harlington, all by himself as a big favorite in race number 4. Race number 5 this afternoon is a 7.5 furlong turf race. These are 3 and up claimers. Claiming prices are $8,000 and no claims as we finish off the early pick 5.
And they're off. Wild Mongolia, Mets both have speed. Lucky Kitten from the outside. Lucky Kitten's going to try and put some pace pressure on and puts a nose in front. Mets won't let that one get to the front. It's Mets on the inside. Lucky Kitten now in second. Wild Mongolia, the Grays in third. Fanbase, good spot in fourth. Peace Points is in fifth. Further back to Contermar, who's now in sixth. Dizzy Gillespie, then Cavity. In between runners, Big Money Machine. Towards the back, Vegas and the trailer, Unspoken Quality. Don't look to be going too quick, but there is pace pressure on the front end. It's Wild Mongolia with the lead. Wild Mongolia is only up by a neck. Mets right there in second. Lucky Kitten 3 wide in third. Fanbase is in fourth. Contermar in fifth. Peace Points inside of that runner now in sixth. Dizzy Gillespie tries to get closer from seventh. Cavity is inside a Big Money Machine. Vegas and still the trailer, Unspoken Quality, who's got 12 to make up. And less than a half mile to do it. Wild Mongolia lets it out a notch, has the lead. Mets in between runners. Lucky Kitten continues to be 3 wide. Fanbase trying to move forward with Dizzy Gillespie. Contermar is under the hustle, and Contermar is trying to make up some ground. Cavity starts to build some momentum, and Cavity is looking for a way through, is weaving between runners, is in the 6th position. Less than a quarter mile to go. Top of the stretch. Wild Mongolia kicks for home. Mets right there. Lucky Kitten up on the outside. Dizzy Gillespie. Cavity gets room. Fanbase down on the outside. Peace Points trying to run on. Wide open, but Wild Mongolia continues to kick. Wild Mongolia's got the lead. Here comes Fanbase, and Fanbase with all the momentum up on the outside. Late move Cavity. It's going to be Fanbase to mow them all down and win. Wild Mongolia for second. Cavity third. Photo for fourth between Mets, Lucky Kitten, and Big Money Machine.
Well, we've seen speed horses at big prices get pretty brave on this turf course the last couple of weeks, and I thought Wild Mongolia might just hold on, but he was picked off late. A big closing kick from the 10 Fanbase as Joe Catanese III sent out this 8-year-old, one of the elder statesmen here in the race, by hat trick. Miguel Vasquez healthy and riding well and getting prepped for Gulfstream Park's championship meet just 7 days out. We're less than 7 days out. In fact, maybe a minute or two before we come back with race number 6 on this Saturday card.
A passion for horses and a commitment to breed champions is the foundation of Hardacre Farm. Founded in 1999 by Amy Tarrant, owner, breeder, and trainer, Hardacre Farm, now based in Ocala, continues its tradition of success. From the Breeders' Cup to Gulfstream Park, Hardacre Farm, from the breeding shed to the racetrack, in pursuit of producing the best.
We have to take care of these horses that, give us so much joy.
Being accredited by the TAA gives us instant credibility.
People trust us even more than they have before because they know that the TAA has been to all of our locations and that our horses are well cared for.
I mean, this farm wouldn't look the way it is, these horses wouldn't look the way they are if it wasn't for the generosity and the hard work of the Aftercare Alliance.
They've united our whole industry in terms of the aftercare movement.
We're all working together for the same purpose.
And a hearty welcome back on Thoroughbred Action as we dive into the Rainbow Six, race number 6, 5.5 furlongs, 2-year-old fillies. These are Maiden Special Weight fillies gunning for a purse of $50K.
And they're off. Step slow for Others will follow. Baranda breaks well, so does Bazinetta. They're 1-2. Now Others will follow. Rushes up at the rail, is going to take the lead. It's Others will follow. Now up by a length, Baranda in second. Moving up is Lisa Mila in third. Bazinetta with Into the Stars. Orange Cap is progressing up on the outside with a wide move. 2 at the back, Wildcat Grace and Tiki Taka. Less than 4 furlongs to go. Others will follow, has the lead. Had to work to get there, but is up by 3/4 of a length. Lisa Mila in second. Baranda 3 wide move in third. Into the Stars is 4 wide, but is progressing, has some momentum. Wildcat Grace, purple cap, is running to 5th past Bazinetta in the trailer. Tiki Taka. Others will follow, still with the lead, still in hand with a quarter mile left to go. Lisa Mila, here comes the challenge from Into the Stars, and Into the Stars is progressing, coming after the leader. Others will follow at the top of the stretch. Into the Stars is running up on the outside. Tiki Taka with a late move, also Wildcat Grace down at the rail, Lisa Mila, but Others will follow, presses on and opens up by 8, and look at Others will follow, extend the stride. Big effort here from this 2-year-old filly. Others will follow, impressive. Into the Stars second, Tiki Taka third, Baranda and Lisa Mila.
And this, wow, this was a really solid, impressive first out effort from the number 1. Others will follow, and I think chalk players will follow this filly. She's a daughter of Jimmy Creed, who won by 10 1/4 lengths for trainer Larry Pilati. Edgar Zayas up for Imperial Racing. And if you're keeping track, this was the 18th first crop stallion win for Jimmy Creed this season. His 2-year-olds have been really good, and he's got a nice one here, and Others will follow. 7th race in the meantime, as we begin the late pick 5, is a 1-mile turf race. These are 3 and up filly mare, 3 lifetime claimers. The claiming prices are $8,000.
And they're off. Broken a good line. Be Sure Lisa has speed. Venezuelan Treasure, August Lily. And now August Lily presses on, will take the front. Wildwood Cotton up on the outside, tries to drop down with Dreaming of Aka. They travel as a team. It's going to be August Lily to let those two press on. Dreaming of Aka now takes the front. Wildwood Cotton in second. At the hedge is August Lily in third. Uruguayan Princess, tough spot now in fourth. Out wider was Palango. In behind that, Our Run to Perfection just had to tap on the brakes. It gets very tight there now for Venezuelan Treasure, who also had to check. Getting outside and clear of that traffic was Swapple. Down at the hedge, Cunningham Creek is in the 6th position. Pops Irish Rose, they start to sort themselves out now. Be Sure Lisa, Our Run to Perfection, had that trouble in the first turn, now gets passed by Venezuelan Treasure, and the trailer is Anonymous. On the front end, it's Dreaming of Aka, now up by a length. August Lily right there in second, Wildwood Cotton in third. Uruguayan Princess is in fourth. Losing a bit of ground at the hedge is Cunningham Creek. Pops Irish Rose is looking for a seam. Swapple is coming around Palango. Venezuelan Treasure's gotten closer. Be Sure Lisa, Anonymous, and the trailer Our Run to Perfection. They're into the far turn. Dreaming of Aka doing it well on the front end is clear. Still up by 3/4 of length. August Lily gets to re-engage now from the second position. Here comes August Lily coming after Dreaming of Aka. Trying to make up some ground is Cunningham Creek, but Dreaming of Aka has the lead, but now is tackled by August Lily, who puts the head in front. Cunningham Creek is running on, also running on Be Sure Lisa. They've got a lot of ground to make up because August Lily is clear. August Lily is sprinting for home, is clear with a 16th to go. Dreaming of Aka hold on to second, but it's all August Lily to win. Dreaming of Aka second, Cunningham Creek third, Be Sure Lisa, and Anonymous.
Really liked the ride, and I know he was on a 5-2 shot that made a lot of sense, but to me it seemed like Edgar Zayas took every advantage he possibly could take with the runaway winner, the number 6, August Lily, as Edgar was really intent on getting that forward position right out of the gate over a turf course that has been so kind to horses with either wire-to-wire speed or that tactical speed. And Ron Spatz, the winning trainer, having a good second half to this GPW meet. He brings back Mo Cash, his talented 3-year-old sprinter, in tomorrow's 4th race on Sunday. Moving on to race number 8, we got an allowance optional claimer. Fillies and Mares on the main track at 7 furlongs, and Pletcher and Gaffleone have the big favorite, the number 3, Jumbie Bay, off the layoff.
And they're off. Broken a good line. From in between runners, here's Starship Reina out in front. Jumbie Bay has speed, stellar performance, and the gray Creative Talent is up in the mix for across the racetrack as they're running out of the chute to hook up with the main track. It's going to be Starship Reina with a nose in front, Creative Talent. Jumbie Bay tight hold is in the mix, stellar performance out wider in fourth. Gap of 6. Back to Scatnap, who's inside of Truge. Further back, Doritza, and the trailer, My Cousin Martha. Not a quick pace, but a lot of pace pressure. And now it's Starship Reina trying to let it out a notch. Creative Talent right there. Jumbie Bay moving through. And now Jumbie Bay is coming for the lead. Stellar performance has been wide. Truge is trying to move up now from 5th. Dropping back there with Scatnap. Doritza is at the back with My Cousin Martha as they continue to move to that quarter-mile pole. Jumbie Bay is being asked for the effort, and Jumbie Bay's got to quicken from there with a quarter-mile left to go. Stellar performance is traveling better. In between runners is Starship Reina. Jumbie Bay just tipped outside. Truge is trying to make up some ground. Stella Performance has the lead at the top of the stretch, and Stella Performance kicks on. Truge is running on. Down on the inside is Starship Reina. Jumbie Bay is dropping back. Stella Performance is opening up, is up by 2, but here come from behinders. My Cousin Martha has a look in Doritza. Stella Performance needs the line. Stella Performance is getting there. My Cousin Martha is flying at the rail. It's going to be Stella Performance to hold on. My Cousin Martha for second, Doritza, Truge, and Starship Reina.
Well, a complete non-effort out of the big favorite, Jumbie Bay, who was basically on empty midway on the turn. That was not the story with Stellar Performance, who may have put forth her best performance to date as a 3-year-old filly by Trapshot. Very happy. Eric Guillot was in the winner's circle. He's the winning owner and trainer, and he's got a filly who's improving and pretty consistent, and that's 2 in a row for Edgar Zayas on this final Saturday of the meet. As we move on to race number 9, we head back to the turf, and this one a pretty solid allowance optional claimer. As you run down, take a look at the odds. No clear favorite as this group of filly and mares guns for a purse of $37,000.
And they're off. Sober on Sunday has speed. Starship Tribbles, Miss World Venezuela down to the inside, and Devilish Romance now pressing on. Mi Quaima is going to be 4 wide, and further out is She's Dynamite. Miss World Venezuela gets the lead. Devilish Romance in between rivals. Mi Quaima 3 wide into that first turn. Sober on Sunday crosses over, gets to the hedges in 4th. Out there in 5th is She's Dynamite. Further back to Two-Step Blues, Loya, Starship Tribbles, Big Darling. Far back to the trailer, La Pantalones Fancy. As they move to the backstretch, Miss World Venezuela has the lead. Devilish Romance right to the outside in 2nd. Mi Quaima in 3rd. Sober on Sunday is in 4th, about 3 lengths off that leader. Out wider is She's Dynamite. Two-Step Blues has gotten closer. Big Darling, Starship Tribbles, they're traveling as a team. Loya and the trailer still La Pantalones Fancy. They move to the far turn. Miss World Venezuela lets it out a notch, still has the lead. Devilish Romance not keeping up from 2nd yet, now tries to re-engage. Sober on Sunday, needs a way through, is moving up from 3rd. Mi Quaima is dropping back. Two-Step Blues is also building some momentum. Going to follow the move of Sober on Sunday. 1/4 mile left to go. Miss World Venezuela trying to do it, but lugging out on the turn and opens it up for Sober on Sunday, who now takes the lead. Sober on Sunday, Two-Step Blues is down on the inside, and Two-Step Blues is coming right after Sober on Sunday with a furlong left to go. Sober on Sunday, Two-Step Blues gets a touch tight there. It's going to be Sober on Sunday. Two-Step Blues now goes to the outside. It's Sober on Sunday to win. Two-Step Blues for 2nd, Big Darling 3rd, Devilish Romance finish 4th.
Trainer Mark Cassie has really taken South Florida and GPW by storm over these last couple of weeks. He's got a lot of horses, a big string up at Palm Meadows, and he and Gary Barber, the winning owner, have a filly by Awesome, of course, a Florida bred who's pretty solid in the 7th. Sober on Sunday, who's just sharp, likes this turf course, and it never hurts to have Tyler Gaffleone in the irons, and she made them pay today. A rousing winner in race number 9. It's down the stretch we go. We've run 9. We have 2 more to bring you, so sit tight. We'll be back with the late double.
I'm Javier Castellano.
I am Joel Rosario.
I'm John Velasquez. For the first time ever, the Clásico del Caribe will be at Gulfstream Park. Entertainment, special events, and the best horses from Latin America and the Caribbean. Right here in South Florida.
Right here in South Florida. It's a thriller, it's a popular, it's an international, the Clásico del Caribe. It's coming to Gulfstream Park.
The Clásico del Caribe is coming to Gulfstream Park on December 9th.
I'll be there. Will you?
Crossing the finish line for the last time can mean an uncertain future for many horses. Recognizing the need for a dignified retirement, the racing industry has made racehorse aftercare a top priority. In partnership with Gulfstream Park and the Florida Horsemen's Association, Florida Track provides retraining and adoption services for retired racehorses. Thanks to their efforts, the end of a racing career can signal the beginning of a new career in show jumping, trail riding, police work, even therapy for children and veterans. However, good intentions do not come without cost. As a nonprofit organization, Florida Track relies on tax-deductible donations and volunteers to help pay for feed, training, housing, and veterinary care. To find out how you can help, contact Florida Track today. Your support will go a long way towards a new beginning.
And a hearty welcome back here as we have two more races on this edition of Thoroughbred Action. Race number 10. This will do it for the action on the main today. Our last dirt affair is a 3-and-up claiming race. Claiming prices are $6,250, and it's for horses that have never won 2.
And they're off. Slow start for Knockout Ranger. Fast start for Explosive Band. Don't Come Knockin'. Aberdeen Way is hustled out. Howlin' Mad Smith going to be 3 wide. Even wider is Hat in the Ring, and even wider than that is Warranted. They're 6 wide into that first turn. Sorting themselves out around that turn, Aberdeen Way has the lead. Explosive Band, Hat in the Ring in 3rd. Warranted's in 4th. Howlin' Mad Smith is outside of Traffic Express. Knockout Ranger. That one's followed by Hope is Rising in the yellow silks. Don't Come Knockin' is towards the back. The 2 trailers, Dreamin' of the Wild and Forever Die. Move to the backstretch, pressured pace on the front end. Hat in the Ring is now taking the lead, presses on, and Hat in the Ring kicks on, is up by a length and a half. Explosive Band and Aberdeen Way couldn't keep up as Warranted is now taking the 2nd spot away. So those 3rd and 4th runners start to drop back a bit. Traffic Express is moving up with Knockout Ranger. Out wider, Hope is Rising. Forever Die is running on. Still to back, Don't Come Knockin'. Howlin' Mad Smith and the trailer, Dreamin' of the Wild. Into that far turn, Hat in the Ring has the lead, and Hat in the Ring is doing it nicely on the front end. Warranted right there in 2nd. Hope is Rising is starting a rally with Forever Die. They're coming from 3rd and 4th. They did have some pace to run at as they're approaching the quarter-mile pole. Hat in the Ring has the lead, but here comes Warranted. Here comes Forever Die with a 3-wide move and a ton of momentum. Hope is Rising now caught in traffic. Hope is Rising now scoots through at the rail, and Hope is Rising is down on the inside. Forever Die got the jump. It's Forever Die up on the outside. Hope is Rising. They are 1-2 with 1/8 of a mile to go. Forever Die is now pressing on, is opening up, is kicking clear by 2 lengths. Hope is Rising. Warranted hanging in there. Late run coming from Traffic Express and Dreamin' of the Wild, but winning it on the far turn. The move at the quarter bowl, it's Forever Die to win. Warranted runs on for 2nd. Hope is Rising in 3rd. Traffic Express and Dreamin' of the Wild. Don't Come Knockin' were in the photo for 4th and 5th.
Big, huge run. The 11 Forever Die cranked up the afterburners around the quarter pole and just rolled home for Rosemary Homeister Sr., Gilbert Chamafi, the winning rider. And the winner, Forever Die, is a 4-year-old by Yes It's True. Let's close it out. Race number 11 as we cap the card and this getaway Saturday on the turf at 7.5 furlongs. These are 2-year-old maiden claimers running for claiming prices of $20,000.
And they're off. Awesome Eddie flew out of the gate, and Awesome Eddie right out to the front. Cabin John has speed. Also Nono Nino up on the outside. High Flying Guy wants a piece of the pace as well. In between rivals is Revolving Sun. They're going to be 3 wide into that first turn. High Flying Guy couldn't get over. High Flying Guy is 3 wide. On the lead, it's Awesome Eddie. Quartering there wide was Nono Nino. Carried out High Flying Guy. Gets tight there for Cabin John, who just tapped on the brakes. Revolving Sun outside of that runner. High Grade Cotton, 3 wide and 6th. That one's followed by El Guerrero Azteca. Get a move on it. Further back to Kate Marco Drive, followed by Josh's Prism. Dramaturgo and the trailer, Gunship. Moving down the backstretch. Pressured pace on the front end. Awesome Eddie is inside of Nono Nino. They're 1-2. High Flying Guy outside in 3rd. Cabin John now settles in 4th. Revolving Sun in 5th. Here's a move from Get a Move on It. Get a Move on It moving outside of High Grade Cotton. Also trying to move forward is Kate Marco Drive, El Guerrero Azteca. Further back, Josh's Prism. Out of last is Gunship, and the trailer is now Dramaturgo. As they're into the far turn, and it continues to be Nono Nino with the lead. High Flying Guy right to the outside with a quarter-mile left to go. Get a move on it. Cabin John now tips off the hedge, and Cabin John's coming after those leaders. Nono Nino has the lead. High Flying Guy, and Cabin John is now let loose. Revolving Sun finds some room, and here comes Revolving Sun. Gunship with a late rally down the center of the race course. Cape Marco Drive. Revolving Sun, Cabin John sprinting for the wire. Gunship trying to get him on the outside. Revolving Sun. Here's Gunship with a burst, and Gunship mows him down in the end. Got close there for 2nd. Revolving Sun and Cabin John further back to Cape Marco Drive and Nono Nino.
And a bumpy stretch ride for sure, but the number 3 Gunship was able to stay clear and was able to put in that clear run all the way on the outside. And Larry Bates, Luca Panici teamed up with this 2-year-old son of Northern Fleet, who was going best when it counted the most at 17:40 over Cabin John and Revolving Sun. And that's it, another 11-race card in the books. The magic number was Saturday down is just 10 races, and that'll kick off with Sunday's program, a regular start time of 12:35. Happy handicapping, best of luck, and we'll see you out here for closing day tomorrow afternoon.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired. Oh, my aching back. Let's hit the hay.